What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got a fantastic duel for you guys to check out. This duel is one that I just actually watched. I think I just got finished watching about 40 duels, and it made me question my sanity. I'm being honest here. I had to think to myself at the end of this duel, can literally any deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Be a Guard Dragon deck? Because I feel like the answer is becoming yes, if it isn't already. We have Orcus at the top. Pretty standard build of Orcus, although maybe you're not used to seeing Signet mining. At first I was like, what are you searching with Signet mining? Maybe dot scrapper, I thought, but I think that it's mainly just used to search the copy of Nightmare Corruptor Iblis. Definitely a good target, and you know, one card Mermaid kind of locks your opponent out if they don't have an easy way to out it. And then at the bottom we have an interesting take on Tenyi. So this is a Pacifist build, which I believe it's on top of his deck, and the thing is the Pacifist cards, or yeah, the Pacifist cards, and then I guess Tenyi, they do kind of have a little bit of synergy, because obviously the Tenyi monsters are, you know, you start with effect monsters, but then when you go into the extra deck you start summoning non-effect monsters, and that's where obviously the Pacifist can work, and it does actually make a lot of sense. Plus you can use the trap cards, which does actually work as long as you have like the Tenyi link monsters that are non-effect monsters, so it actually kind of works. But believe me, this deck at the bottom is way more crazy than you might imagine. So let's go ahead and roll it. I think it's up first, and it's not going to be the greatest play ever. Goes for the win Tenyi, then just goes for the link 1. That's pretty much all you got. This is the one that takes your opponent's monster down by 1500 attack. And for Tenyi, this is not a terrible turn 1 play, mainly because you're looking to draw 2 cards from your field spell. As long as you have the field spell, I think you're in pretty decent position. Very similar to how, like, you know, Spiral Phantasm works, where if you have the field spell Pacifist, you're in pretty decent position with that deck, because this will give you 2 cards, and every combo deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to special summon an effect monster, so you're pretty much guaranteed to get 2 cards as long as they don't blow the card up first. So Armageddon Knight's going to be shut down by the counter trap. Unfortunately, it doesn't destroy. Konami needs to stop making these damn counter traps that don't destroy. If you want to banish, that's fine, but he would have been able to just get this off the field permanently and you know, take care of it. Anyways, he's going to go for Nessie. That will give him 2 draws, so that's kind of nice. The Nightmare Phoenix is actually going to pop the face down. Now I can go into Mermaid. He knows that the coast is clear, and he can start drawing some cards. Luckily, he did draw his Pacifist, so that's actually pretty nice. Getting a, getting draw 2 off your field spell, it's pretty legitimate. Now, he can continue popping off at this point, going for his full Orcus combo, gets Orchestrated Climax. He's going to attack. He uses the Wind Tenyi just to block some damage. I don't know if he thought maybe he was going to die there or what, but he was not close to dying. He's going to activate Pacifist. That's going to immediately be met with the Orchestrated Nightmare, and this is where things are going to get weird and just like really strange, I guess. He's gonna summon Alexandrite Dragon, which who runs this card, and then he special summons the Earth Tenyi. This is the one that comes out in Chaos Impact. It's also a tuner, and it reminds me so much of a Yang Zing card. This whole archetype reminds me of Yang Zing's. He's going to go ahead and go for Ib. Then he's going to bring back the Alexandrite from his deck, and he's going to go ahead and activate some more of his Tenyi monsters. Now he can go into Guard Dragon plays, and yeah, every deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a Guard Dragon deck, guys. Just secretly a Guard Dragon deck. Summons Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, goes for the Erratic Link. Now this is cool because usually decks that you know, summon Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss don't have like tuners like Thunder Dragons and stuff. Like Thunder Dragons don't have any tuners, I don't think, right? There are no synchros, but this deck does. So this means when he gets that damage in from the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, guess who's coming back to play? He can summon Ib from his graveyard for free, and he's actually going to use her to synchro summon. Synchro summons into the 9 the Azure Eye Silver Dragon. Not bad. It does have, you know, an effect that can give you, I guess, another normal monster if it happens to live. So that's actually pretty nice. Now, his opponent still has a lot of monsters on board. Little late for the Eagle Booster. Galatea's effect is going to get shut down. However, he's going to go Galatea and then go into the Girsu. This means he is free to simply get the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend off the field, non-targeting removal. He's going to chain the Erratic Link. It will not save the Abyss Dragon. So I'm not sure who's kind of leading at this point. I would still go with Orcus, but at least he does get a Morphage Goliath on field, so he has to attack that before he can go into Galatea for like the 15th time in this duel. Gonna summon Dingirsu as well, and it looks like the Azure Eyes will give him a monster back from his graveyard, so that was kind of cool. He's going to go ahead and, oh yeah, this is the cheese part of the duel. Oh my goodness. Now, of all just the random shit you've seen, this might be the most random because he's just gonna bust out the Utopia double and he's gonna end up one-shotting his opponent. Like, where just. What is this deck? We have to look at what this deck is. I mean, you guys just saw one deck summon 10 Yi monsters, Guard Dragons, Utopia double, play Pacifist, and I couldn't honestly keep track of everything that this random. He also summoned, well, it's not a Blue Eyes monster, but it's pretty damn close. Yeah, this was very random, and I really want to see his deck. I haven't actually looked at the deck list, so I guess we will see it together. Anyways, let's pause and we'll check that out. Alright, so this is what the deck looks like on paper, and I'm definitely taken aback by the deck list. I'm not sure how much sense it actually makes, even if it did definitely work in that duel. Let me make one quick correction, because I believe I either directly said or just insinuated that if you have Pacifist on the field and you summon, for instance, I guess like the 10 Yi Link 1, that you'd be able to trigger the effect of Pacifist. That's just my bad, because it's not actually a normal monster. Yeah, if you have a non-effect monster, it won't actually work. It has to just straight up be a normal monster. I don't like that. I don't like that the 10 Yi Link 3 and that the 10 Yi Link 1 don't count officially as normal monsters. So Pacifist can still work with like Alexandrite Dragon, or you can just use it, I guess, if your opponent like does something. If your opponent does anything, like if you're playing against a combo deck and your opponent does anything, you could just get the token, and that means you can also get like a defensive card. I'm not sure, because of that interaction where your 10 Yi Link 1 doesn't trigger Pacifist and you can't use like the, you know, the traps kind of like freely as you would if you were just playing Spiral Phantasms. I'm not sure that I would max out on this card. I can still see kind of using it. Maybe I would go like 2-2 between the the 10 Yi field spell and like Pacifist, but that is kind of interesting that 3 copies in this build, and even 3 copies of Phantasm Spiral Battle. I don't imagine that this guy's been playing this deck the entire time and doesn't know that interaction. I mean, I just assumed that I was the one that messed up. But yeah, definitely an interesting take on 10 Yi, I guess, but also has a little bit of Utopia cheese, some Blue Eyes plays, and Guard Dragon plays as well.